going on, everybody? Check this out. This is Cousin Luke, and I'm right here in the spot of the Jazz Poetry Cafe. And I know a lot of y'all probably got things going on. You got things to do, and your big question is, all right, well, what y'all talking about now? So I'm gonna tell you, but first I want to introduce my new sister. You gotta say new twice, otherwise it's not for real, right?
That's right.
My new sister, Jamise. Now y'all might know her as Jamise. Y'all might know her as Tranquility. And some of y'all never even knew that it's the same person. So, sis, how about you take a moment and introduce yourself to the folks? Tell us where you're from and what you do.
Well, I am Jamise Quiller. Quiller is a big name here in the city. My mom's the actual teacher, and everybody knows her, and I went to the school that she worked at, so I was Lil Quiller. So a lot of people know me as that. I always was a singer everywhere I go. I wasn't that good in grades, but I could sing.
Okay.
So I was born and raised here, and I'm actually now, the past 3 years, have been doing the music industry here in Jacksonville, which is so full of talent. And I stopped singing. I sung until I was 16 and had a baby early. I stopped, got a little depressed, didn't know if I could do it. After a while, I said, you know what, that's my therapy, and I'm back. So for the past 3 years, I've done Jazz Poetry Cafe, Porch Fest, Jazz Fest, sung with many artists here in the city. So I'm just blessed. I'm blessed to be where I can be at a place where I can sing and work and be a mother to my children.
Awesome. That's awesome. So tell us about when did you first get involved with Jazz Poetry Cafe?
3 months ago, about 3 months ago, I started, and I came with another band, and the band came for a while, but they got really busy, and we had to change to another band. So I held on to Miss Carissa, and we put our minds together and figured out what can we do, and now we have a new band, King and Company, and they bring the house down. It was the best decision we could have made for the Jazz Poetry Cafe. Absolutely. Yeah.
That's good stuff. So I'm here from Carissa in a minute, and I'm gonna give my 2 cents. You might even get 3 cents because I'm feeling good right now.
Right.
But I want to hear from you. So if there's someone who has never been to Jazz Poetry Cafe and they're not sure about why they should come out, tell them what's in it for them and why they should come out and be involved.
Okay. I hear a lot doing this for the past 3 years that there is a lot of talent in the city, but a lot of people hear some of the same genres or same songs, or it's kind of the same feel, especially being down south. We kind of pick up from each other, which is good, but people want difference. And when you come to Jazz Poetry Cafe, it is surreal. It's almost being in one of these big land cities, New York, LA. That is the mood and the vibe that is created at Jazz Poetry Cafe. It is a whole vibe that is out of this world. So if you want something different, something that, especially these big personalities that's here in this city, if you want to go somewhere that fits your personality, this is where you want to be.
Gotcha. You know what? And that's perfect. Perfect segue to what I wanted to mention next is that, so for me, Jazz Poetry Cafe is becoming like Google.
Oh, wow.
And I'm gonna tell you why. So there was a time where you would get onto the internet, right, your dial-up, and you would do an internet search, right? There were multiple, and there still are, I think, multiple search engines, right? That's available. You can use Bing, you can use
Chrome,
Yahoo, right, and so on and so. But you still use the same language to describe what you're going to do. If you're going to get onto any internet search engine, we're still saying, I'm going to Google it.
Exactly.
Right. So there's a time where internet search engine just started to mean Google, and vice versa. So I say that because when I think of jazz or poetry in Jacksonville, I don't think, all right, well, I'm going to go to the Jazz Poetry Cafe or the, whatever the other names of them are. And that's not to, what was it, shade? Right. That's not shade or shots at anybody or anything. But the thing is, I think Jazz Poetry Cafe. Even when I see other venues that do something kind of similar, I still think, oh, they're doing it like Jazz Poetry Cafe.
Right.
And so
familiarity.
Right, because that's when you know And I'm sure it's not just me, but that's one of the indicators that lets you know that you're crossing the threshold with regard to popularity, and it's becoming a everyday phrase, not just an event or not just a location, because you can have the event at any location and it'll still be called the same thing.
Exactly.
I agree.
Exactly.
I agree.
Wow, I'm a trendsetter.
That's what I get. That's exactly what I get.
So where did Jazz Poetry Cafe start? Like, what was the first venue? Was it
No,
from the beginning? Where was it?
Actually, it was in the church.
Okay.
Because when I got the idea, I was sleeping, and the Holy Spirit woke me up at 4 o'clock in the morning. It was like Jazz Poetry Cafe. And I was like, okay, let's do this. How do I do it?
Yeah.
Where do I start?
Right,
okay,
right.
Because I'm like jumping on the spot. You tell me to do it, I'm doing it.
Right, right.
And so I immediately thought it was going to be inside of a church. Well, that didn't work too good because, even though I like to say that it's where the Jews and the Gentiles meet, well, the Gentiles ain't like coming.
There it is. There it is. That's true. I can get that.
And God was just telling me that it's bigger than what you imagine.
Wow.
Because I was trying to keep it confined within the church, and God said, I need you to go outside. Your ministry is outside.
Wow.
So he sent me to Pangea, which is on Liberty Street. That's where we used to be.
Okay.
And everybody flocked there because they knew it as being a club a long time ago.
Right. Okay.
So we had 300 people there.
Gotcha.
And they didn't even know
Wow.
that this was a vision that God birthed.
Wow.
Because I tell people, you come to be entertained, but you're going to leave changed.
Wow.
Now, we're not here, you're not going to hear like traditional gospel music all the time. We're not singing church songs. We're not taking offering.
Wow.
But what we're doing is changing minds.
I'll take the offering though. If anybody- I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Me too.
You
Sorry.
come to be entertained, but you're going to leave changed. You're going to hear something that's going to change your life forever.
does.
And we're not here
It
ministering
does.
to you
It
and
does.
preaching to you, and you're not going to find a preacher or anything, but you're going to find something that's going to change your life.
Right.
Whatever you're going through, whatever you need of, you're going to hear it from our poets.
Right.
Our
Yeah.
poets are going to change your minds forever.
Oh,
Our
they do.
singers are going to change your mind forever. When you come here, you're going to feel like you're at home.
Absolutely.
So we're not here just to entertain you. We're here to change you
Absolutely.
for the better.
Absolutely.
We're here to support you, encourage you. We're here to broaden your reach.
Mm-hmm.
We have artists that wind up leaving here, going on larger stages like James Fortune. Now she's on the top, I think number 18. She's on 2 charts.
Wow.
We have a vendor who was at the flea market, but now she's a household name. She doesn't even have to go to the flea market anymore.
Wow.
So we're here changing lives. When you come to Jazz Poetry Cafe, you're supporting your community.
That's awesome.
Because that's what we're here
That's
with.
awesome. That's awesome. That's why it births, I believe, that's why it's so births so well, and it just manifests so well because of what it came from, the foundation of the foundation started and rooted in God and what he can do for people.
Exactly.
So he doesn't have to start being the church and be outside of.
Exactly.
And I definitely see that. People come, once they leave, they could come in one personality and one, just feel like this came out, but once they leave, the vibe and the whole aura of them when they leave, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. So I
It's
think it does
therapeutic.
what it's supposed to do.
And
Yeah.
you don't have to be in the church to do it.
Right.
I don't have to preach at you. I don't have to give
Right.
you no scripture.
Right.
All I do is one thing that he told us to do. He said, with love, I've drawn you.
That's right.
I just love 'em.
Love will do it. Love will do it. Yeah.
Every time. So, when it comes to creating the vibe and the feel of Jazz Poetry Cafe, I know that whether it's upstairs, where we are now, or downstairs, it has a certain energy.
Absolutely. Every
You walk
time.
into the room, even when you first get into the door, when you're either paying because you didn't do it early, like all of y'all should do.
That part.
But you can do it at the door as well, right? So even when you're there, before you walk through the crowd, and it's well lit,
Yes.
the mood is set, the vibe is set, and when you walk through, you already notice. Well, for me, I'll speak for myself, y'all.
Right.
I already start to notice some of the issues and stress that I carry throughout the day. I notice it falling off
Wow.
and just leaving because
That's
I
crazy.
feel different.
Wow.
I feel different, and that's because of the collective energy.
Exactly.
Yes, it's still urban, it's still earthy, it's still grounded, but it's also classy and grown up.
Exactly.
It's also classy and grown up.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
second anniversary.
Oh, wow.
Last year, Last year we celebrated the first anniversary.
We did.
We had a tribute to Harlem Renaissance.
Yes.
And at first, I didn't see the connection. Well, I like Harlem Renaissance. I like Harlem Nights kind of feel and vibe.
Right.
Yes.
And so I was already on board. And then Mr. Walden shared some of the historical aspect, and he shared with us and he taught us some of Jacksonville's connection to the actual Harlem Renaissance. We wasn't just doing it because it's a good idea and we look good.
Yeah.
We did look good. But we were also doing it because there is a connection to jazz, poetry, Harlem Renaissance, Jacksonville.
Absolutely.
Right. So I'm just going to drop that right there.
Yes.
And I want y'all to Google some of the Jacksonville natives that were part of the Harlem Renaissance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
But this year, what we doing this year?
This year, we done came up 30 years. We're doing
Okay.
it 90s style.
All right.
Because a lot of y'all don't know jazz is a backbone of so many genres.
Right.
Like you can't talk about this genre without including jazz in
That's
it.
right.
You
Gotcha.
can't. And see,
That's right.
and that's why I went to Harlem Renaissance, because I want to make sure we remember the thread. Remember
Great.
where we came from.
Great.
A lot of times we go forward and we don't remember where we came from. And we repeat the same mistakes.
Right.
And so when you come to Jazz Poetry Cafe, that's why you don't just hear jazz, because you're going to hear R&B, you're going to hear neo soul. You may even hear a little country. We had somebody sing country one time.
Yeah.
You may hear a little gospel here and there or what have you, because it's all rooted and grounded in jazz.
Right.
Jazz is the thread.
Right.
Gotcha.
So we're doing it 90s style.
When is it?
September 6th. September
September
6th, we're going to be
First
right
Friday.
here, first Friday.
That's right.
7 o'clock. Don't be late, because you're going to you need to get a good parking space and you need to get a good seat.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we're doing it 90s style. Wear your best white. Come dressed to impress, dressed to slay,
Listen.
and
What-
come
what
on
is that?
down.
What is that?
Oh,
Slay.
well.
You know, you got to
Dressed
come
to
up.
kill.
All right. So Slay is
You
killed?
telling your age.
But I don't think the brothers could say that. I heard the brothers can't say
Well,
Slay, right?
Well, they could dress to kill.
All right.
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay.
Don't say that.
We can do that. We can definitely do that. So we're talking about September 6th, which is the same as the 6th of September. Right? All white?
All white.
All
white.
All white. And with the 90s thing.
Yes.
So when you hear 90s thing, what are some of the artists that come to mind?
Oh, man. Well, you know,
you got?
I'm all the way 90s. So the first artist that comes is Jodeci. You know, we make, you know, I mean, you probably
Some
going to
of y'all
agree
thinking-
with me.
no,
But
they're
they
thinking of
like,
songs right now. They're thinking of songs right now.
listen, I'm trying, I know she was just talking about the Lord, but the Lord made Jodeci. So we just
Sure
going to bring
did.
that all together. But Jodeci, Montel Jordan, that's
Yes.
TLC era.
H-Town.
Oh!
Not H-Town.
Silk, you know, some of the stuff
on.
that adults now,
Yes.
the now adults, young
Yeah.
adults, even
Johnny
to the
Gill,
baby
can we get some
bloomers.
Johnny
Yeah,
Gill?
we all love that.
And New
Oh, all of
Edition,
that.
come on.
Yeah.
Oh,
Forget
yes.
BBD.
BBD.
Yeah.
Hey, wait a minute. I'm about to, you about to tell me. I forgot about all of them right there. Yeah, this is going to be one to remember.
It is.
One to
And
remember.
This is definitely an adult setting, so come, leave the kids at home and enjoy yourself. Let your hair down and relax. Enjoy these smooth vibes coming
Absolutely.
from King and Company.
Yes, yeah.
All right,
I think
all
it's
One
going
of
to
the
be great.
hottest bands in Jacksonville. Come see, come
They're
see.
amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Didn't you do an event yesterday?
We did.
Yes.
We did.
Vibe and
Wait.
Sip?
Sipping Vibe.
Sipping vibe.
Look, I
Look.
just know that Sip was involved. That's what got my attention.
Right.
Right.
Last night, Miss Valerie Hill, who is the pianist at keyboards for King and Company, and Antonio King, who is over King and Company, they got together, collaborated, and put together an event called Sip and Vibe on Dunn Avenue at Premier Events.
Okay.
Beautiful place that we did a performance at, and it was just really, I think the setting that, like you said, like Jazz Poetry Cafe, that Google, it was the same type of vibe. We have drinks and music. I mean, the talent was amazing. That's the other thing about Jazz Poetry Cafe. She's very serious about music.
Yes.
So the singing you're going to hear, it's not that talent show here singing.
No.
She
Okay.
has singers.
Sing.
Oh,
She has singers.
Singers?
Singers.
Okay.
And she has musicians.
Yes.
Who really really have practiced their skill, who really are talented. So Sip and Vibe was kind of the same thing that happened last night. So I expect First Fridays will have that same feel. So you actually can go and look online at Sip and Vibe from last night and see kind of what you're going to expect from First Fridays.
That's good.
Yeah, yeah.
So usually when I mention other places or other venues, other organizations, depending on where I am, I get these looks, right? Like, oh, you didn't just come to Chick-fil-A talking about a Whopper, did you? You know?
Yeah.
And so I just want to touch base really quick because we don't have that we don't have that spirit. That heart is not here.
No, it's
Absolutely.
not.
Absolutely.
Now, is there anything wrong with healthy competition? Nothing wrong at all. But at the same time, we're not competing against one another. What we are competing against, we're competing against your preconceived notions that there's nothing to do in Jacksonville.
Exactly.
That's what we're competing against.
I like
so
that.
as a unified
That's great.
front, that's what we're coming against, and that's what we're going to come back.
That's great. That is awesome.
Love it.
Awesome.
Love
I
it.
think that's a big deal. Me being from Jacksonville for 37 years, I hear that all the time. There's nothing to do. There's nothing to do. There's nothing to do. There is something to do
There
for
is.
everybody. There is something to do, from children to elderly.
Yes.
There is something to do, and I'm glad that you guys have a spirit of bringing people together and not, well, you should do this, do that. Do everything.
Exactly.
Do everything because it's
Exactly.
here for you. We're the entertainment. God has put us as vessels to entertain you, so you have a fulfilling and restful day. Let us entertain you. So
Exactly.
I just love it. I love the fact that we can come together and do it.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So I just received a notification from the bat phone
I saw you.
that there are you saw it happen. I tried to act like nothing was happening. But the notification I got is that there are artists, singers, poets, musicians that have not yet been connected with Jazz Poetry Cafe, and they're just like, okay, tell us how we get plugged in.
Right.
Exactly.
So take a moment and explain to folks how to reach out to you, how to get plugged in with the vision.
Open
Okay,
mic.
you can reach me on phone via phone at 904-853-1262.
Say it again.
904-853-1262. And you can go to our website at www.jazzpoetrycafe.com. We're on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You find me, reach me, and you can be seen on this stage as well. Because I want to expand your reach.
All right, now, so she already put the invitation out there. So that means the only thing stopping you right now is you.
Exactly.
So let's not talk about it.
Be about
Let's
it.
be about it. All right, let's take
And not
action.
just the artists, press too. We have press passes. Come see what Jazz Poetry Cafe is all about. Come get a front row seat,
You know what? Yes.
and see what's going on.
Absolutely, absolutely. So there's one thing that a lot of folks fail to realize, that you don't need to actually work for a news establishment in order to have a press pass at an event or a venue. You reach out to the coordinators of that event, and you can get a press pass for that event. You don't have to prove that you're a journalist or have any. No, but a lot of people think that, right? So why am I saying that? I'm saying this because you, and all of y'all that may or may not have a blog, all of y'all that have podcasts, so on and so forth. If you're locally here in Jacksonville, reach out to Carissa, reach out to Jazz Poetry Cafe, and get press access, so that way you can interview some of the performers. You can speak with them. You can get their take on their craft and how they approach it. The whole nine. You can have a backstage access to the whole process as it's going on, because that will help you with your vision and your platform, and it also helps Jazz Poetry Cafe. Like I said, unified front. Let's get it.
Exactly. Let's get it. And if you're a vendor, you got your own business, CB, you could get a table at one of our many shows.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Vendors, musicians,
Exactly.
singers.
Authors,
We're looking for you.
Yeah.
come check us out.
Exactly. Let's hunt together. Let's cook together. And let's eat together.
Let's eat together.
Yeah.
That is a great.
So is there anything else you want to hit them with before we sign off?
Hey, this is our 2-year anniversary. Come celebrate with us. I need to see your face in the place. And don't worry. If you, I want you to have it all white because I don't want you to stick out. But don't let that be the reason why you don't come. But don't let that be a reason that you don't help spread the word. Because these artists, this establishment depends on you. You help us expand our
So
reach.
we're not only requesting artists, we're also requesting press. If you have a blog, if you have a podcast, if you are a vendor, if you are a local Jacksonville entrepreneur or business owner, or if you just want to come and be in the audience and vibe with us and rock with us and have a good time, please be here.
Exactly.
I ain't too proud to beg, so please.
Hey.
Yeah. And we out.